This rooftop balcony has been one of the hardest jobs I've done. From the start, we ran into problem after problem. The architectural and engineering plans did not align with each other, they didn't make sense. Because of that, this video has actually been filmed over several weeks. The start of this video was filmed a few weeks ago when we originally started this roof, and upon running into all the problems that we discovered, we actually had to put the job on hold as the plans got amended, problems got fixed, and then we came back for this week here. And as of right now, with me filming this intro, I'm only halfway through the video, halfway through the job at the moment, and we've got frame inspection in 2 days, and it's honestly going to be one of the biggest pushes I've ever had to do to try and get this ready for frame inspection. Alright, so we've got a fair bit happening today. Well, we've got a fair bit happening this entire week. I'm right around the corner from the frame, so we'll head there in a second. But one thing we are looking at today is this new laser level sent out from Bosch. It's a datum green line laser. I haven't looked at it yet, haven't used it yet. But this afternoon, we've got a videographer coming out from Bosch, and we're going to be filming some content and having a look at that laser then. So the goal is to focus on the upstairs roof, but before we can jump up there, we are waiting for a delivery of beams. That is going to come this morning, but while we're waiting for that delivery, I do want to go and smash out this lower balcony, at least get all the joists in for the balcony. So the upstairs roof is actually going to extend out over this balcony as well. So we do need to complete this and sheet it so we've got somewhere to walk on and somewhere to set our ladders up. We're not going to do any sheets out here until we do have full protection. That is coming tomorrow, Tuesday morning, so we can come back tomorrow, sheet it, and then start putting in the steel columns out the front here and getting stuff ready for the upstairs roof. With everything worked out, I did end up setting up Bosch's laser and using that to go through and check all the heights of the steel, check all the heights of where these posies are going to sit when we do start building this roof. I am using the Hikoki framer because this was filmed before I received the AEG tools. We'll go 3870 for that one. That's 4245. Good? Yeah. Hey, just wait there for a sec, Mitchie. I want to check the overall for this rooftop. Yeah, so it says 5970. I'm going to throw you my tape. Yeah, this should give me where the span goes. So hook me over. 5970. Nice, I got that. Before we measure these beams, can I get you on the other side and we'll just check parallel with that tag. I'm going to go under this steel here, butt me in. I'll add 90 to it. Actually, that works really well, yeah. We're sitting on this side of the tag, but the beams are going that way. So we need to check out for this tag, but I had a look, we got steel behind it too, and that follows the exact same line. Exactly the same as the measurement we have, so we know that's going to be perfect. We need to work out, first one we're going to have to check out for the tag. We're going to work out the length to go in there, and then it's butting in a C channel on the other side, and then we're going to work out its height. I'm going to give it 10 mil, so we'll go 5555. Should make it easier to slide it in, and then we'll even it out. One of the first things we had to change about this roof was to actually lower these timber beams. They were meant to be going in at the same height as the steel beam that you see here. There's so much detail on this roof, so I'm just going to show you why we drop the beams down when we come to build it. But because of this, these steel tags also don't line up, so we need to get a welder to come back and put in more steel tags so we can correctly attach these beams later. We're just about to rock up onto site and we see, it seems like we can't get a clear run at this job. Today it's going to be 35, 36 degrees again. Normally we only get 1 or 2 35, 36 degree days in summer. We've now had about 2 35 degree days within 1 week. 8 days ago it was like 33 degrees. It's been hot for these last few weeks. We're just pulling up the site now though, despite the weather. We've got to get a good push in today. The main goal for today is to get this front steel in, do the beams at the front, and then if we have time afterwards, we can start doing the balcony sheets then. Now, this is also the day that I switched over to the AEG tools. I didn't start using them today, I still had to film the unboxing, but we did have the AEG van come to site and drop off the tools. You're gonna see a lot more of these tools in the rest of the video, but if you haven't seen my AEG unboxing and review, I was actually really surprised at how good these tools are, especially the framer. It's the best battery framer that I've ever used. The staircase leading to the rooftop balcony is going to be an external staircase leading from this front balcony that we're working off right now. The rooftop balcony isn't going to extend all the way to this front where we're putting the steel columns up. This will mostly be a roof, but we will have a small walkway leading from the spiral staircase at this front section going across to the rooftop balcony. I'm about to head back to that frame. We've got the trusses there, everything's there ready to start this rooftop balcony. It's one of the most unique roof systems I've ever done. I'm very excited to get into it, so let's head to the frame and let's make a start on this week. At the end of last week's video, I did come to the frame to meet the delivery driver for the roof trusses and roof posies to take that delivery. We were hoping to crane them up to the top here, but the crane couldn't reach, so we do have to start the morning by passing up all the roof trusses and all the roof posies. This feels so wrong. That's finished now. Yeah, so we're allowed to take that off. That could honestly be taken off the whole way too. And then we'll put our bottom cord going across there for the box gutter. I will want to put something up there.
We're gonna have to put something there.
Yeah, to hold that. I hope the engineer's fine with it, but I mean, like, the engineer must have signed off with it. This is why we waited so long. The posie company was trying to work out a way to do the posies and make the box gutters work. All right, let's hopefully this is good because I'm about to cut about 30 posies like this. This is another problem we have. Our posies, the bottom cord of our posies are going to be sitting there. So posies are going to start there and go up 400 from there. This is a low bearing wall here too. So what we're going to have to do, that's 140 exactly. We're going to have to do 2 beams on top of this, 2 140s lying on top of this wall. Strap that down and we're basically going to extend the wall by 140 using those beams. Then our posies are going to sit on that. All of these posies are going up to support the deck above this first floor. I've seen rooftop balconies done a few times and I've never seen them done like this before with posies. Every time I've done a rooftop balcony, we've gone through and just trussed the roof like normal and had a few steel columns or a few points sticking out through the roof, and then we've just beamed around them and built the rooftop balcony above the roof. That way is great for a few reasons. Firstly, it's easy to quickly build the roof and have no issues with waterproofing. Then you've only got a few steel columns coming out in the corners, meaning there's less penetration through the roof and less areas for water to potentially leak in the future. This way had a few more problems, a few more headaches, a few things we had to work out. On paper, we've sorted everything out. We've got a plan that should work, but now that we're actually throwing up the posies, we're gonna really see if everything worked out how we planned it. So firstly, we have checked out the ends of these posies for box gutters to go through. We have got this drawn up. The posie supplier re-engineered the posies to make sure that we could do it this way. And they also changed the angle of that first timber brace in the posie to be less steep so that we've got more room for our box gutter. So all of the water that will be landing on these posies needs to get transported into those box gutters. What we're gonna start building later are these trays in between the posies. So these are gonna be set down, built in the posie, and they're going to have all the water running through those trays to the box gutters on the edge of the posies. Now, the idea of building these trays between the posies, that's not too much of an issue. That's easy enough to do. The issue is our heights. Firstly, we need to step down from the top of the posie to the tray. The tray is obviously going to fall towards the edge of the posie, which also needs to step down into the box gutter, and then the box gutter needs to fall that entire way through. And we need to build all of this full and all of these step downs inside these posies. So all the water's going to flow into this boxy here. We're gonna have to parapet either side. It's all gonna flow down this way. Had to add in 2 extra beams because there'll be parapets there blocking off the roof on either side. And we've got a sump in there, which is catching all the water from that way, all the water from that way. And obviously all this water coming through there. So what we will do is, I might actually start building this parapet wall here. So our boxes can go across onto that, our trimmers can go into that. And then what we have to do is we're gonna have that parapet coming through on both of these beams through here, so our boxy can flow through there, and there's a break between the boxy and the roof trusses on either side. Alright, so we've got a box gutter either side of these posies. This is the center of our posies, and what we're going to do is have these trays in between the posies fully in both ways, so both box gutters we've made. The problem is, since they're so high on that point, we need to get the drop of 75 mil from the top of posie to the start of the tray, and then 10 mil per meter flown off to the boxies, and then another 75 mil step down on that side. To get all that to work, we need to start by putting another 45 on top of this. So that's why these are lent up. We're going to pull these up and we're going to pack them up by 45 mil, And with that extra 45 mil, we've honestly just got the perfect amount of height to make these trays, those boxes and everything work. Alright, those posies are set to height. Before we start filling in these trays, I do want to go through and I'm going to build a privacy wall here. It's going to be 1700 high. I do need to make a note saying that this privacy wall will have some steel coming up to support it. It's on top of the roof and it's going to have all the wind coming through across the bay hitting it. So it's going to get hit with a lot of wind. It needs to be built strong. So we will have some external bits of steel running out past the beam that the wall's sitting on. And that's going to be used to stiffen up this wall and make sure that it stays solid. I want to work out how these trays are going to work. So this is our center point. What we're going to do is we're going to come down 70 mil. That's what the roof plumber needs, 70 mil. Can you pass me, it's going to be so much easier. Can you cut me a block at 445? I'm going to shoot a block on the side and that way I can mark down on the block, get my measurements and we know what we're looking at. So from here we're going to set down 70 mil. That's going to be high point right there. That's going to be finished high point. So we'll go down 75, we'll go down 25 mil. That's the height of our valley. So that's finished frame height there. What I'm thinking of doing though, thinking of having two whalers, two bits of timber as the whalers going on either side and our 90 sitting on top of them. It'll eat up a tiny bit more timber, but if we're trying to shoot, trying to get a gun in there with the two whalers to skew those blocks off, that's going to take ages to do. That's going to be our trimming block there. That's the height of our start of our whaler. Hooking over, I'm at 255 for the top. Can you come up 215 and mark that? On my line there. Can you flick that?
Yeah.
Sweet. Again? Whoa. Alright, so that's our 40 mil full the entire way down. Yeah, box them into, butt into that trimmer, yep. Go 3630 times 2, or 3620 times 2. So that chalk line is top of this timber, yes. Alright, are you able to take the first shot? It's tight, isn't it, man? Lucky we're not nogging in between them. We probably should have done these before we passed them up, yeah? Alright, I'll shoot mine, you just hold it good. Happy? That's the issue I was talking about before though, because we originally wanted to trim nogs in between there. I can't even get nails through that way. We're gonna have to go through and screw so much of this. So these next blocks are gonna sit on top. Thank you. So that's gonna sit. Alright, so that's how we're gonna have to trim out in between every single posie up here. And the frame inspection's tomorrow. Let's chuck this in. And these are going to be the trays flowing through into that box cutter. And I'm out of nails. So that's one of those little valleys done. I'm going to repeat it on the other side and fill that in between every single posie tomorrow. And the frame inspection is happening tomorrow. Alright, frame inspection is today. I don't think I've ever been this underprepared for a frame inspection. We've got so much to do. So the goal is just to get as much done. He's coming late Arvo. Get as much done so hopefully when he does do the inspection, everything that we haven't finished yet can just be added to the list. If there's too much not done, he's just gonna walk away. So we're gonna make sure everything's up and pretty much everything is just that close to being finished. If we get it done, even better, but I just feel like there's a bit too much to do today. Originally, my plan today was to jump on these posies and just build these trays and try to get as many done as possible. I had second thoughts though. Looking around the job site, we had so much stuff that just wasn't clipped off, wasn't built, wasn't ready for the inspection. So I changed the goal for today to try to tidy up all the loose items, get the bulk of everything done, and then at least the inspector can see everything done, and he can also see the one design that we have built for this tray in between the posies. He will eventually need to come back again or even just see photos of all these posies framed out the same way. But I decided it might be better to get the approval on that one tray, make sure he's happy with it, make sure the roof plumber's happy with it, make sure everything's okay before we start building heaps of these. Alright, the inspector just came. So he does have to come back and relook over things, which we did expect. We haven't finished everything off yet. He did come a bit too early. The good thing is though, he is happy with this. He's happy with that. He's happy with how the posies have been checked out. He's happy with the box gutter and the posies. We have had a drawing drawn up saying that we can do it though, and all we're really doing is checking that we've done it how the drawing says it's done. So that's good, that's good. We haven't done any more trays today. We spent all day just trying to tie off the roof, fix up everything we could for the frame inspection. The things we need to fix for him is, well, obviously finish this off, which he's not too worried about. He can see the way we're doing it. But what he does want to see is we just need the strapping over all our beams. Just something we hadn't had time to get done yet. The reason the inspection was pushed so early, like there was no way we would have everything done ready for it, is we just wanted to clarify that all the altercations in the frame, the way we're doing the posies, the way we're doing this roof, were going to pass. That's a big relief. A lot of stress is gone knowing that the roof's good. And for next week's video, we'll be back here just finishing off all these trays between the posies.